All right, let's play around with the Replit agent. I've been seeing for a long time a lot of cool demos of people working with this on X. And so I think it's time that we jump into this and play with it and see what it can do. So let's start out. I actually have a demo from the founder and CEO that I think would be fun for us to watch to start out.
Today, AI is so powerful that anyone can write code, but making apps is more than just writing code. You need to be able to set up a development environment, install dependencies, and configure databases. Once you're done with all of that, you need to figure out how to share it with the world. Well, it's time to change that. My name is Amjad Masad. I'm the CEO of Replit, and today we're announcing Replit Agent in early access. This is actually a prompt from a TED AI talk I gave about 10 months ago about agents. We didn't have the product back then, but now let's test the real product with the same prompt. Make an app of local landmarks based on my location. The agent presented me with a plan. This plan is fully editable. I just want to add the ability to search. One of the cool things about the progress pane is that you can learn what it's doing. So we don't want this ever to be sort of obscuring what the agent is doing. It should be fully transparent. This could also be a great way to learn how to build things because the agent is sort of explaining itself as it's doing it. So that's the app. See, that's exactly the kind of landmarks I would expect to see in Foster City, where we are recording this from. It's awesome. And so here you can give it feedback. You can iterate with it. You can give it more features. But I'll just say, yes, it looks great because it works. It's exactly what I asked for. And now the agent will move to the next step. And the next step is adding search. We spent a lot of time building the plumbing for this. A lot of what the agent is doing is actually doing the same kind of actions that you would do in the IDE. It's editing the code in a similar way that you would edit it. It's installing dependencies using the same tools that we expose to users. So all the UI that you see in the Replit you know and love is exposed to the agent. So the agent is sort of a multiplayer user in the same environment. We're about to deploy to the cloud. And when we deploy this app, there's no difference between what we...
Oh, this is cool. They kind of do the DevOps. I read about this, but I kind of forgot they handle that as well. So from my understanding, Replit is basically taking your code editor into the browser, which is a great idea. So much software moves to the browser. And so they've been taking that to the code editor. I believe they're YC alumni company as well, definitely tied to YC. Yeah, really awesome stuff. Reminds me, I mean, it looks like it's kind of like cursor functionality where it will have access to all the code you generate, but then it's browser based.
We built here. You don't have to configure a server. You don't have to do you don't have to configure a database. All of that is configured for you. When I had this idea, I had it when I was traveling. And that happened on my phone. And actually, I can start the project on my phone. I actually finish the project on my phone as well. Anytime you have an idea, it doesn't have to be this fleeting idea. You can just put it into Replit and I'll start making it for you. And then, we got this initial prototype, but I can also go and browse the code myself. I can use, Replit's LLMs, or you can use your favorite LLM. The code is...
Okay, that's pretty cool. So that's what we got here. Let's play with it. All right, so here we have it. Let's see. We're giving this a shot live. So let's see. This could be totally wrong. I don't even know if this is the right editor to use the agent, but I want to make an app with a Tetris game that I can play in the app. Build it in React.js. This is the free tier, so maybe I'll max out the credits, but hopefully they can just build a few things for us. Let's see. Absolutely. Let me propose what we'll build for you. I'll help you create a Tetris game. Build the initial prototype. Do you like any additional features? Add multiplayer support. Ooh, there we go.
Oh, that was really cool.
Let's do it all. Let's do it all. I mean, the more impressive this is, the cooler, right? So let's see if we can do everything.
I remember when GitHub Copilot came out, but this is on another level.
Yeah, I've been very unimpressed by Copilot in general. I do want to play with Cursor again more because I've seen a lot of good feedback. I tried it a few months ago. I mean, for me, Claude is still the best code LLM. I think this is really nice for people who are non-technical, who want to build some simple stuff because it handles all the DevOps. It handles the code management for you. and everything. So it just makes it so much more simple. I really like that. I mean, for me, as someone who's used to working with these code bases, it maybe doesn't solve as many issues, but that's not really the target market for Replit, I would say.
Even for beginners to learn code, I think that's really, really good. I think in the video, he explained it as well. You can actually follow step by step what it's doing.
Yep.
That's cool.
I'm gonna build this local host so I can actually play it. Let's see. Oh, here we go. I wonder how I control this. This is pretty cool. Is it ready? It looks ready, right? Can you play the Tetris game? Please try starting a game and verify it. So I did add audio, but unfortunately, you won't be able to hear the audio on this recording, but I'll let you know if it's got great music or not. Let's see. Don't see any tips. Yeah, we might have wanted to just try the simple version, but I mean, this is classic with these LLMs that you have to work with them. And really, I guess the risk here for beginners is you just ask it without actually jumping into the code and trying to figure out why it's not doing it. Because often to really get the most out of the LLMs with your prompting, you need to say, hey, I can see this function isn't built properly. We need to make sure that it triggers the Tetris piece falling.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it again. Nothing. Okay. What do you say? Should we give it one more shot on an easier prompt?
One more.
Great user interface, I have to say. So, and you can using like Shad CN, I think, for the UI.
Maybe something like Point. It's pretty simple, but
Try to do. It's interesting with this UI actually. We must be able to see probably like the code base and stuff. Yeah, here's the code base, right? Interesting. So here's my Tetris project. So I just go home. Let's try a new one. Maybe that I can play. I won't even tell it what language to use. I'll just let this guy cook. I mean, ultimately, I don't think it really matters how well this does. The fact that it's browser based is really nice. And I don't know if they let you plug into different LLMs, but the fundamental LLMs are just going to keep getting better, right? So it's really cool that it's, I just want just simple. Let's just see if it can work. But the fundamental use case is just going to get better, right? I mean, I don't know what LLM Replit is using, if they have their own setup or if they have a partnership, but really just the browser-based code management and everything, this company is going to continue to win, in my opinion. And really great UI, really cool what they've done. And I mean, it's tricky to be able to manage DevOps, manage your actual environment behind the scenes in the cloud. So it's really cool what they've been able to do. So this one, it should be able to do. I think adding all the extra features might have kind of been too much context for it to handle with the Tetris game. All right, here we go. Up and down arrow keys to move the paddle. All right, let's start. God, it was fast, dude. All right, it works. God, that was way too, oh shoot. That was way too fast to start out though. I think like, fast it's moving to start out. Okay, this is pretty epic, to be honest. Did you, yeah, I lost. I got to score. God, I mean, can I lower the quality of the, I mean, I'm never going to be able to score a point on this guy. Lower the skill. Yeah, I got to get a point on this guy, right? I'd rather like use the mouse or something. But I was going to say, did you ever play like these on like these websites like miniclip.com when you were younger? It's like all these like simple games and you would like go to like the library at school and just shred these different games. You see how fast it starts out though?
yeah.
It's like 3x speed when you start out. Oh, there it went fast again. Oh, but I scored. Nice. Yep. It usually the long can hit like more pixels as you go, but this one's like, that was great though. I won, or I did for a minute. I lost actually. Great, cool. So I think Replit Agent is awesome. This is honestly my first time playing around with it. I wouldn't say I'm the ideal user for this, but it's early days and probably even developers will move to web-based dev tools, honestly, because we've seen that trend with many different software platforms where they start out as desktop apps and then just move to the cloud. I mean, you kind of have that with Docker files already so that you're making sure that your environment stays the same for any different developer. Why not just have it in the cloud? So you don't even have to configure anything to run the project. You can just jump in and start producing. Really cool. Where's the code base again? Here it is. So it's a Python project, right? So then what happens if I up this to like 10 and really like impossible? This is pretty fun though. I could see this being great for students as well. All right, cool stuff. So we got a working demo. We had a failure. Obviously, I don't know the UI a ton, but you can have a team and you can manage your deployments. Really feature rich. I mean, these guys have been around for a while. So and I would imagine you can also maybe change your LLMs or something. Okay, so it seems like Replit has their own LLM and it's an open source model that they use. I would imagine they let you plug into others as well, potentially. That's really cool stuff. Nice.